Welcome to Cowgirl Up, the podcast dedicated to elevating your mindset. I'm your host, Lori Blickenstaff, certified mental performance coach at mentalgame101.com. Okay, today I'm going to continue sharing my aha moments from the Mental Performance Summit I attended. Today we're going to look at words of wisdom from Lauren Johnson. She is a mental performance coach who now has her own consulting business, but she worked for the New York Yankees and is now also a keynote speaker. The title of her talk was Elite by Choice, Not by Chance. She talked about what most people think holds them back, being average ability, but what actually holds them back, average actions. No one becomes elite by chance. So is it true that some people might have more natural talent? Well, it certainly is, but that's typically not what gets them to the elite status. I've heard more than one story about a naturally talented athlete who maybe sailed right through high school and sometimes even college, in their sporting career. But then once they reached the pros and they were just, one in a sea of many exceptional talented athletes, they just weren't able to come out on top. Usually that's because even though they had that natural talent to start with, their actions and their mindset were simply just average. Lauren says average actions are things like playing the victim, sitting around feeling sorry for yourself. And the difference is that the elite will ask, okay, what can I do now? What's the next step? How do I figure this out? And she emphasizes that it is our responsibility to change ourselves, no one else's responsibility. She told the story of the British rowing team. They had not had an Olympic medal since 1912, and they brought on a new coach who said, okay, we've got three options. One, we can continue doing what you have been doing and get the same results. Two, we can do something different and get a different result. Or three, we can just throw in the towel. Well, of course, they chose number two, to do something different. And they came up with a team motto, basically, is, will it make the boat go faster? So every time that they had to make a decision on how they were using their time, they would ask themselves the question, will it make the boat go faster? So, for example, should I go to the bar with my buddies? Well, will that make the boat go faster? No. Okay, I'm going to skip it. Should I get to the gym 15 minutes earlier? Will that make the boat go faster? Yeah, it might. Do I stay up late binge watching or get my 8 hours of sleep? Well, which one's going to make the boat go faster? So she talked about how the elite, make their decisions based not on what feels good in the moment, but on what was most important to them and what they wanted in the long run. And she said how these little decisions might seem insignificant when you just look at them one at a time, but then over time, they're multiplied to make a huge impact. And in this case, it did. They won the gold at the Sydney Olympics. Another point was that, we have a lot of info, right? A lot of knowledge, and you're getting it in this podcast, and, you might study it like me almost on a daily basis. But she says the importance is, well, what does that mean in the form of actions? So we can have all of this knowledge, but unless you start taking that consistent daily action, you're not going to see any results from it. So absolutely, today's talk is right in line with our power statement. So say it after me. I discipline my mind to reveal my best self. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you have any questions, feedback, or comments, I'd love to hear from you. Email me at lori@mentalgame101.com.